Good afternoon, ma'am, and welcome to Education Post COVID-19 with Mausam Arora. How are you, ma'am?
Good afternoon to you, sir. I'm absolutely fine, safe and sound, all well at my side, and I hope everything is the same at your end also.
Yes, ma'am. Everything is good, and it's been a good opportunity to talk with people like you who so much experience in education sector. So, ma'am, before we go further, please give a short introduction about yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Renu Sagar. I'm the principal of Moj International School. I've been serving this education industry for almost 2 decades now. Started due to my own personal reasons, though I was into some other profession. But then to this profession, I must say I am due to my passion, and especially to pre-primary sections and primary sections where early childhood education is of prime importance. To serve in this, I feel great pleasure, plus the kind of availability of the techniques and the teaching aids gives me immense pleasure to do all by myself, and with publishers like you who have been taking a flexible, who've been very flexible and taking feedbacks from us and making things very, very user friendly for the parents, as well as making learning easy for teachers as well as for the parents.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's a pleasure serving people like you because that's how we also learn and grow in our sector, in our field. So, ma'am, moving on to my first question. This COVID-19 has arrived totally unannounced and it's not given us time to prepare ourselves. So, what do you think? How would be the education landscape post this COVID-19? Will it change? There would be some changes in the way education is delivered in schools?
Post COVID-19, oh yes, I must say yes, there will be a 360-degree change in the whole scenario of education. Firstly, it is the essential of all. Secondly, the new term which has come into existence, social distancing,
Right.
which will be of prime importance. We all need to make sure, whoever it is, no doubt, with our students, with our staff, with colleagues, with everyone, with all the karamcharis, everyone, without having any barrier on how rich and poor we are, or what caste do we are from, whatever the race and everything. We will have to make sure that first of all we'll have to make the atmosphere, the ambience absolutely as per the new directions that we are getting from the government, and otherwise also health will be of prime importance. Keeping those things in mind, we'll have to take measures, and then think of making learning easy for our students. Plus, the teachers also will have to get more technologically sound, and they're able to connect with their students well. That's the
Right.
that's going to be the challenge now with all of us.
Right. So my next question, which is very connected to this question, is how can we make learning easy for children in this age where, learning would be blended both online and offline?
Mr. Ora, one thing I really feel now is that learning is for everyone now, not only for our children, for us also, who've been
Yes.
teaching, say, in our classrooms and in the school building, the whole infrastructure, and probably this would be the right moment to say that those things were taken for granted. And now is the time when we are really understanding the importance of all that we had, And
Absolutely.
keeping those things in mind, the teachers, I think they will have to learn first as to how to cope up with that kind of a habit that we had earlier of teaching. From the books,
Right.
boards, smart classes, we will have to upgrade ourselves. More than kids, we will have to upgrade ourselves and do all these changes. We have to adapt. If we don't
Right.
do that, this is the need of the hour, that we have to adapt ourselves.
So now our challenge is double fold. One, helping students, parents, and teachers all become more comfortable with technology, and also there's another thing which is coming up, that is robotics, IoT, and AI, which is going to be the future, I feel, because the whole world is going to change in the next 10 years because of these technologies. So how do you feel? How do you plan to introduce these technologies to your children?
See, I tell you, the kind of experience that we've had over, say, post COVID-19 lockdown, and we started sensing these things probably, say, after post Holi. We started sensing these things, that something is going to be more critical now. So the teachers had this sense in them as to how to now adapt themselves. We've tried various meeting portals, and got to know and evolved ourselves from a classroom teaching to a teaching online and taking online classes. Now there are two, three things that come to my mind. First and foremost is the user friendliness to the parents
Hmm.
as well as to the teachers, and of course to the students.
Hmm.
Now in that whole thing, earlier we used to say कि बच्चों को ज़्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी के पास मत रखिए, ज़्यादा मोबाइल्स मत दीजिए, it strains their eyes, and there are a lot of health issues, no doubt about it. Now we need to make sure the kind of routine and the kind of teachings we used to have earlier, we will have to now change ourselves, and it has to be a change of habits. It has to be a change of
Hmm.
habits. It has to be a change of routine. So I think more of it is there in our minds. So
Hmm.
in order to overcome that, we have to make sure that we are changing and we are making it comfortable for all of us. That's the first thing that we need to see. Secondly, that I feel is the application, the that we are using, that we are connecting with the parents, is the reliability on that, how safe it is, whether there is some privacy issue on that or not, because there are teachers, and we have to make sure that it is safe. It is not bringing any kind of say a data which is then being shared otherwise, or any kind of a harm that it may provide. It may get to the teachers or to the parents. That scare of using the technology itself in the mind has to first settle down. The parent need to feel safe. The teacher has to feel safe. So these two things are very important. First is, of course, the routine, that we have to get user friendly to the technology. Second, the technology itself has to be safe for us. That is the most
Right.
important thing. And of course, once that is all set, the transparency of staff with the principal, say the teachers and the principal, and of course the parents. They need to have those etiquettes. We all have to learn those etiquettes, wherein we need to learn as to how to use these applications and get the best out of it.
Absolutely, man. So all these things are, will be the norm in the future. Everybody has to come to technology. All these safety instructions or points of safety need to be taken care of. Yes. Also, ma'am, one point which I would like to ask you again is like these technologies which are considered to be the future. So, do you think they should be a part of this education currently also now, the school education, to be specific.
Sir, can you just explain me the question once again?
Yeah, these technologies like robotics, IoT, and artificial intelligence. So should they be a part of school curriculum?
Very much, sir. Very much. They should be a part of the school curriculum. We just need to now see since mine is a primary school, we have a school till class 5. So I want to actually see how best we can add in the curriculum for these small children. You know, how best we can do that, so that they're actually learning a lot of new things, plus it becomes interesting for them, but at the same time it should be safe for their health also.
Right.
It should certainly be made a part of the curriculum, no doubt.
Right. So going to my next question, ma'am, with your 2 decades of experience in education industry, do you think there is one subject which you really want to introduce in your school, but which is not offered by the board?
Very true, sir. Very true. I tell you, before this epidemic became a pandemic, I think we should have taken certain measures from that stage itself. Now, this is how I feel that here, how to make people aware about all these, about anything for that matter. Since it's a pandemic now, we will certainly make people aware, or there are measures taken onto that. How that crisis is to be dealt, especially being in North India, in this territory of North India, we are not very, we really don't know how to how to manage ourselves, how to manage this crisis. In comparison to, say, a country like Japan, or in our country itself, like states like Orissa, who are doing it really well, because emotionally they know how to handle themselves, how to really adapt themselves. So those habits we are yet to evolve those habits. And secondly, which I really feel is this subject of entrepreneurship, which I think should be taught from the very beginning, because in this whole scenario, the most affected is the laborers, the daily wages. How to be sensitive towards them. Only then you can understand, because they are our hands. They are our hands. So a small child should understand this from the beginning itself, sir. I think that is very important. Very important.
Right.
Because जैसे हमारे देश में है, हर किसी को रोजगार देना. अगर आप एक बिजनेसमैन भी हैं, और अगर आप एक स्कूल भी चलाते हैं, आप एक अस्पताल भी चलाते हैं, तो आपके साथ में आपका हाथ पैर, आपका जो जूनियर स्टाफ होता है, आपका सपोर्ट सिस्टम जो होता है, वहां पर आप उन चीजों को कैसे डील करते हैं, that is the most important thing. That's what I feel, that these 2-3 things should be there.
Right. So emotional well-being and entrepreneurship, these 2 subjects should be there.
Basically, taking care of
thank you so much, ma'am, for
skills.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time, and it was a pleasure connecting with you. And this has given me an opportunity to, talk and get to know people like you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.